Hello and welcome to What Now, the show where we help you find your next step in your career right now. If you don't have time to watch the full 2 hours, we've condensed it down for 10 minutes for you to watch. Our first guests, again, join us. They are the RAF.
The Armed Forces Ministry of Defence is actually one of the largest single deliverers of apprenticeships in the UK. As an armed force, we offer over 95% of our recruits the opportunity to engage with an apprenticeship or further education, and something that's always aligned with their own professional training.
What kind of different roles can you apply for as an RAF officer?
Yeah, so in the non-commissioned field within the Air Force, there's the variety of roles you can fill, whether you're a medic, aircrew, engineer, logistics, anything like that. You name it, the RAF have pretty much got it for you.
I didn't actually know that I wanted to be a medic. I knew since I was 4 years old that I wanted to be in the RAF, and I wanted to be a pilot, I wanted to be an engineer, I wanted to work in air traffic, and it wasn't until I actually did my M and selection test and I saw medic, it actually made me consider what kind of future I wanted, and I was just sold.
In the Air Force, adventure training is a big part of when you're going through your basic training, and then once you're finished and you're on unit, the opportunities are endless. Like any kind of sport you can think of, you can do, or adventure training. And the idea is to push you outside your comfort zones to develop you as a person. So like me personally, I've done a parachuting course, I've done mountain biking, skiing, climbing.
You are so well taken care of within the military. It's like if you're injured overseas, they will send a plane out to bring you home and repatriate you.
That's brilliant.
It's fantastic.
Just enjoy it, enjoy the process. It could be for a short time or a long time, this career, but it will definitely give you something to remember. Like you've said, you've spoken to our guys here, they've got so many memories. Whatever you choose to do with your career, your time in the Armed Forces with the Royal Air Force, it won't be wasted. So just enjoy it.
I'm joined now in the studio by 3 people from the West Midlands Police.
I graduated last summer.
Nice.
That was in forensics. And then, so I wanted to be a forensic scientist. But when you work as a scientist, it's quite an isolated role sometimes. And so with the police, it's a much wider network. Obviously, you're working with a lot of different people with different backgrounds. But there's no 2 days that are the same. And I just wanted something a bit more stable.
Yeah.
Which is quite funny to say considering every day is different. But I just wanted something with a bit more excitement. And that knowing that people have your back and you have other people's back as well. And I think the same as what PC Henry just said, it's about being a friendly face to people as well. Because with our job, a lot of the time you're meeting people on the worst day of their life. And it's just about being one of the small good aspects of that day for them.
So we have two entry routes really for those people that have gained A-levels today. So if you want to get a degree, you can do that alongside the police. So we have the police constable degree apprenticeship. So if you really, really do want to get a degree, but you also want to be working on the job as a police officer, then you can join using that. So you need your level 2 English and maths, and then 80 UCAS points to join on that route. And you do get a free degree as well, if that's something that you would like to do, which is really, really good. If you're not interested in going to uni, don't want a degree anymore, just want to get into the job, then you can join on our PSEP route, which is level 2 English and any level 3 qualification or 2 A-levels to a grade E and above. So obviously, with whatever kind of results you've got, we're happy to look through, help pick the best route for people. We have got a lot of entry routes, I've just mentioned 2 there, but...
My role, I know, response, like I say, you get called to anything. So you could go to, we're saying outside someone's cat stuck up a tree, or you could get called to a very serious car accident. I guess challenges, dealing with those sort of serious incidents, you will see some things most people never see in their life. And you'll see it a fair few times, maybe in a week or a month. So dealing with that, some people do struggle. There's things in place from the job to help you with that stuff, but that's definitely one of the challenges. And then also trying to switch off from that when you go home, because obviously you've just seen something quite bad, and it doesn't really end as it's in your mind. So dealing with that, I guess, is one of the challenges. But alongside that, the rewarding bit is you've seen what you've seen, and it's what you've done to help them.
So when we're looking for police officers, the 3 things that we're looking for are communication, people that can talk to people. So we find sometimes people are very used to being on screens, phones. We want people that can engage with people in real life. Being friendly and approachable, again, it kind of links in, being someone that you can talk to, and then a team player. In our interviews, we're always looking for team players, people that help one another and really, help each other out. It's just a really important part of the role.
We do have two very special guests from the Navy themselves.
Peter Sabel, I'm a weapon engineer for the Navy. I've currently served for 21 years, various ships from frigates, destroyers. I've managed to travel the world, 96 different countries, and so far I've enjoyed my time in the Navy so much.
Brilliant.
Once one Al Fuller, like Mick, I'm a weapon engineer by trade. I've been in the Royal Navy for 32 and a half years now. And again, I've served on a variety of ships, frigates, destroyers, survey vessels, and my last ship was HMS Protector, which is the ice patrol ship. So I spent 2 years going in and out of Antarctica.
What does the Royal Navy actually do itself?
So the Navy itself, one of its main things, everyone might think military with air for conflict and things like that, and we do deal with conflict when it arises, but our main is there to protect the economy, and one of our biggest drivers is humanitarian aid.
So for instance, what kind of humanitarian aid?
So back in 2018, I think it was, Hurricane Irma basically ripped through the Caribbean. I was on HMS Ocean at the time. We were sort of deployed. We were on our way into Crete, and we got turned around. Steamed back to Gib. We spent 2 days in Gibraltar taking on a load of stores, and then we went straight back across the Atlantic to do about 8 weeks in the Caribbean, going around to some of the overseas territories, and just providing that initial sort of support to get a little bit of infrastructure back up and running. And it sounds weird, but to get sort of runways and airports open, because then we can start flying in far more support.
Sports ever come up? Do you get a chance to do football, rugby, cricket? I mean, is that something like
that? Yeah, so all our establishments have, grassroots sport is massive. So almost any sport you can think of, there'll be as a bare minimum a grassroots sort of team for it. And that is across such a wide range of things. Football, rugby, most ships have got football and rugby teams. And then your physical training instructor, when you get into different port visits, will try and organise a match with a local team.
Okay,
and
interesting.
then subsequently there's a big social afterwards.
Of course.
So that. But we have all our ships have got gyms, quite good gyms on board. If the weather's nice, they'll do circuits on the flight deck. On the website, there's a thing called the Role Finder.
Role Finder.
Yeah,
okay.
and it'll ask you. I think it's 7 questions. And it's nothing personal. It's like, are you a thinker or a doer? Do you like working in a team or on your own? And it's questions like that, and you answer it, and then the website looks at your answers and it says, well, I think you might be interested in these jobs. And normally it flags up about 12 to 15 jobs. And I take my laptop to some of the careers conventions we go to, and every time I get people to do it, there's always at least one job, and they go, that sounds amazing, and sometimes you get guys that go, I want to be an engineer, and then they go, actually, I want to be a biomedical scientist on a submarine. And it definitely does sort of, if you're a little bit unsure, it will definitely spark your imagination.
We're now joined in the studio, as Harry said, by Not Going To Uni's own Connor Cotton. Welcome, Connor.
But that's the thing, and I think we don't talk about enough that that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to not know, and it's okay to maybe take a couple of pathways. There'll be young people getting their results right now or today who it's okay to go and try a couple of different things. It's okay to go and say, right, I'm going to go and spend 4 years doing this, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go there, and I'm going to do a bit of bouncing around,
Yeah.
Young people, especially Gen Z, are seen way more now as career hoppers. Millennials definitely sat and stayed in their roles for longer, whereas I think Gen Z are way more open to hopping around and progressing, and I think employers need to obviously appreciate that, and young people need to know that's okay.
I feel like I've got to a point in my role at the moment where I feel very comfortable, and that in itself makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I feel like I'm becoming complacent and doing things because I know they have to be done, but I'm not necessarily questioning why or questioning what impact this is going to have when it gets laddered down to me. Because like we were talking about earlier, you can turn everything into a learning experience, and without being prepared to ask those questions and potentially push back on them and then failing, you're not learning. Yeah. So I feel like I have things maybe land across my desk and I go, you know what, I'm an apprentice, it's landed on my desk, I'm just going to do it. Whereas actually I should be, hold on, I'm an apprentice, I'm here to learn, I'm here to question, I'm here to progress. Yeah. So I feel like I'm probably getting a little bit complacent.
What our big thing is, look at all your options. We're here as a platform, not to say this is right, this is wrong. We're here as a platform to say, here's everything, make the most educated choice you can. We will give you the information, the opportunities across the board, across lots of different sectors, make that most educated choice. Whether that's university, whether that's an apprenticeship, or whether that's any of those things we discussed that are in the middle.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to check out more of our content or find out more about the opportunities available to you, make sure you head over to our website or our social media channels.